Chat, here we go. It's ZapDash versus KnightYuh in the first North American Arm the Rebels $1,000 weekly. It is single elimination, and we have ourselves a best of 5. KnightYuh made it through the qualifier that you can join! Exclamation point register, and you can join to play in the next weekly. ZapDash was invited, and he's going to try and prove why he was invited by taking down KnightYuh in this best of 5 and advancing to the round of 8, aka the quarterfinals. Now, if you've never seen KnightYuh play before, he is a pretty solid 1v1er. He has made his way through a few of these different qualifiers to get himself on the precipice of 1v1 greatness. But we haven't seen him make it too far once he's got it there. This might be his time to shine. On the other side of the field, it is the Sentio main. If you haven't seen ZapDash before, then you are saying, what is going on with this guy's vehicle? It's not a Fennec. It's not an Octane. It's not a Dominus. It's a Sentio. And it's the car that he mains and uses exclusively. He is not, you know, throwing a patrol car like you'll see from people sometimes. This is the ZapDash car. It's the special. And the way he moves it around the field, you can see why he likes it so much. ZapDash, the guy known for the ZapDash, as he drops the ZapDash for the fans to pick up the midfield 100. He's up 2-1 in this game number 1, and he will make the save and pick up his back corner boosts. One of the advantages of playing a plank claw car is those flicks can really launch with very little efforts. And he uses that a lot, actually, in his aerials. His aerial flicks are very effective once he gets to what almost feels like a freestyle game once he's up in the air. Hasn't really been able to get to it yet, as KnightYuh will make a save and actually will beat ZapDash. No touch on the ball at all. Means KnightYuh is staring at a wide open net, and he will get the double to tie the game. Prediction still open? Okay, I can help close that one. Although it is neck and neck right now. ZapDash tries to get the 360 to continue the kickoff. Chat is 70% or so in favor of the ZapDasher. But you never know what KnightYuh will be able to do. Air drill from him, his resets sent into the ceiling. ZapDash almost getting too much on that plank flick. Halfway through the game, these guys neck and neck. ZapDash double jump bump will put him on the board for a third. A lot of back and forth. ZapDash faking that flick. He is very effective at it, but then using the jump instead to push himself back down to the ground and get back up for the bump. ZapDash taking a trip to steal KnightYuh's boost. I'm sure he doesn't mind too much that he hits the ball away. He just wants a clean possession, and he's earned it. KnightYuh able to pick up a bunch of pads, but there's that flick from the Sentio that ZapDash is known for. Just ripping a flick from the midfield line, just inside the circle, the center circle, and burns it into the net. ZapDash faking the kickoff, does get red, but actually returns to the kickoff pretty effectively as he recognized he got red. Dashing a little bit to pop this ball. KnightYuh, a catch and cut at an angle that ZapDash did not predict. He was going to try and dive, but he thought, no way he gets it that clean of a cut. KnightYuh, kickoff win to try and tie the game. Will take to the skies, reset, dunk is in. Zapatos defending patiently from the ground. Is not able to get to a position where he can clear this ball. KnightYuh just putting a testing shot on net with a low boost. Zapatos and then faking him here on the goal line. KnightYuh will take the lead with a little under a minute 30 left to go. An awkward landing for Zapatos. It was always going to be tough after landing on the post. He's not able to rise up and make the save. Little bump on KnightYuh. He knows KnightYuh's going to get the ball, so he will back off to the corner. KnightYuh, what a great flick himself. Had this ball dribbling towards that far post, but then launches a flick and sends it sailing into the top shelf. Overworking. Wait, we're not overworking yet. Overworking is at the 4-hour stream mark. We're only at 3 hours, 20 minutes, although we probably will end up overworking today. But I'm sure you guys will talk to my boss for me, right? Booming long shots from KnightYuh after the save. KnightYuh putting a little bit of separation between these two when it did not exist before. Wave dash kickoff for Zapatos, leading to this dribble possession play. KnightYuh's just going to steal it off the top of his car. It's everything KnightYuh now past the 3.5 minute mark. Zapatos into the back corner. Needs this goal. And then 4 straight kickoffs. Probably not going to find him. But I hope to see a little bit of Zapatos' aerial game later in this series. Something he hasn't really dabbled in yet. And he's going to be denied even a chance at this goal. Which does mean one less goal replay. Maybe get him into the next game quicker. But also wouldn't be bad to see the ball go in, see something fall his way, because last couple of minutes, nothing has gone Zapatos' way. KnightYuh, I think, would be the first player from either of the tournaments to make it to the round of 8 as a qualifier, as someone who came through the qualifier the day before, but he hasn't gotten there yet. Just up game 1 against Zap. Needs to win 2 more to take it home. Game number 2, Zapatos and KnightYuh. KnightYuh clearly with momentum, finishing that game much stronger than the ZapDasher. But a new 5 minutes on the clock, and there is Zapatos getting to that aerial game that I talked about. Even though he doesn't score here, keeps it fairly safe and should be able to keep the possession going. Has KnightYuh panicking a little bit, but flipped out to the midfield boost and made a mistake as he landed to pick it up. Recognized he had put himself in a position he could not afford to turn on the side wall. He needed to land, pick up the 100, and turn infield in order to be positioned to stop that power shot. And honestly, if he does, the power shot probably never even happens in the first place, because KnightYuh doesn't want to give the ball away. But when Zapatos sets it up that way, he is going to take it, because it is just an open goal. Zapatos greedy on the backflip, not going to work. KnightYuh will get the 2-0 lead. Continuing where he left off from game number 1. Zapatos, really strong first touch and just rushes it in. You actually don't see players play it this way very often. After a kickoff win to the side wall, usually you see a much slower setup, but Zapatos taking advantage of KnightYuh not being ready for just 2 quick touches. And Zapatos on the board. Does KnightYuh have a full field dribble from the back corner? We'll have to see. Has the reset. Flip. ZapDash cannot get the save. ZapDash defending probably from a little bit too close here. That turn in puts him in too deep. He did not want to allow KnightYuh to maybe fall to the ground. I think he needed to stay goal line. KnightYuh wasn't going to really threaten all the way to the net. He made it possible for him to score by diving in slightly. Did these guys used to team? Maybe they did. That actually sounds somewhat familiar. Pogo shot from ZapDash, and he actually launched it too high. I can't believe it. That Sentio just absolutely rips the ball into Pogo. And even though he's going so slow, he puts it too high. Fortunately, he's able to get the follow-up because you love to see him rewarded for the nice Pogo shot. KnightYuh turning in as ZapDash set up that flick. ZapDash touched the net on the kickoff. 3-3. Is he coming alive in the series? He had a good start to it, but the past 5 minutes spanning into the previous game have not been his. He's going to take KnightYuh away and then pin this one off the post and in. Perfect placements, and ZapDash is looking at a lead. ZapDash trying to punish with speed again as KnightYuh goes to the back corner boost. Gets denied. KnightYuh stealing resets. ZapDash, I think, wise to be a bit more passive here, but man, he was a little bit too passive. I agree with not, going out to the midfield with KnightYuh, instead waiting on the goal line on this kind of dribble, but man, did he really milk it. He tried to save it off of the post and then take the dribble back the other way, which is be a great way to end KnightYuh's possession, but obviously he sacrificed a goal, which is not preferable, as he will pick up the midfield 100 and demo KnightYuh in the process. What a perfect spawn for KnightYuh. KnightYuh has been labbing his respawns in free play to much success. ZapDash, a half-hearted dribble that KnightYuh is easily able to intercept. Zap dashing, but not Zap dashing. Deep in the corner here. ZapDash going to try and pass to himself, and it's always a risk. He's just wondering whether or not KnightYuh is going to try and call his bluff. But if you are going to make this save, you have to get back to the ball before the challenger dunks it in. Otherwise, it's just a pass. ZapDash down 2 again. Going to have to fight this back. We saw him fight a 3-goal deficit. And he does put himself back within 1. I think this is his wave dash kickoff classic. That works out for him. ZapDash in a tough position. KnightYuh fakes the first shot to get ZapDash a bit more awkward in net. And there's the signature dash from the Zapper. KnightYuh takes the attacking corner. ZapDash not going to be able to score from that clear. It does buy him a bit of space. KnightYuh, what a great punish. Actually did not get it on target, though. Could have. ZapDash dove in too deep. Reset for KnightYuh off the back wall. How is his full field dribble? He is going to try and go for it. At ceiling height, ZapDash stays patient. Makes the save. KnightYuh going to have to lose possession of the ball here. ZapDash needs to score. This is a great advantage for him, and he just popped the ball with too much height, separated himself from it, and allowed KnightYuh to confidently challenge with no worries of getting beat. He knew he'd get there before ZapDash could get back to the ball. ZapDash has to be more careful on his open possessions. bumping KnightYuh. KnightYuh missed a wave dash, so ZapDash wanted to just punish immediately for the mistake, but had to be a little bit more precise. Can't just put the ball anywhere. Needed to put it bottom left, and he would have punished KnightYuh. Instead, it's a KnightYuh goal. So again, with under a minute left to go, KnightYuh putting separation between the two of them and securing the game. I mean, not necessarily secured. ZapDash could get a couple kickoff goals. ZapDash doesn't protect the ball. There's a little bit of tilt there, you can tell. As he lands on the ground, car doesn't move a little bit. Frustrated with himself that he handed over control so quickly. KnightYuh, a double, or was it a triple reset? KnightYuh putting the accent mark on game number 2. I believe it was a nice triple, though he didn't kind of touch the ball to slow it down with the third one. Wave dash kickoff. Mirrored. KnightYuh's going to win it. And he doesn't seem to be interested in trying to run the score up anymore. Game number 2. Going to KnightYuh. It's going to need to be 3 straight. All right. I think what you mean to see is go next. Forfeit makes it sound like you're forfeiting the series, but I'm sure he's down to play the rest of the series out. Game 2 going to go to KnightYuh. Up 2-0 in a best of 5. Game number 3. ZapDash and KnightYuh. It's time for ZapDash to throw caution to the wind and just start looking to go crazy. He hasn't been able to find the answer here in a pre-flip save. We'll keep his scoreline clean for now as he will dive on KnightYuh. Low 50 will be a goal. KnightYuh right back on top. Cam beast mode was 3-1 beast mode. ZapDash demoed. And now there'll be a rise to the sky from KnightYuh and a reset shot to make it 2-0. KnightYuh can do no wrong as he is looking to try and be the first qualifier to advance to the round of 8. I believe KnightYuh beat AlphaKep in the match before this one to make it to main event. As much as people like to clown on AlphaKep, he is a solid 1v1er, frequently in the top 100. But not solid enough to take down KnightYuh. ZapDash versus Dark is something people have recommended a few times, but you guys got to remember ZapDash is US West and Dark is Middle East. There is no reasonable server. Oh my goodness, nothing will bounce ZapDash's way. A few dashes in the corner to get that ball on target, and of course it bounces off post and out. ZapDash reset fake. That one will do it. When the world is trying to tilt ZapDash, he resists, and he's able to equalize with a nice fake as he tries to fight for his first game. ZapDash underneath the flick of KnightYuh, who launched it way high and then actually lobbed up a pass to ZapDash. He'll take that and shoot it on an open net. I'm sure KnightYuh was trying to be on the backside of the ball such that it stayed in the attacking half. What is that controller DC from KnightYuh? Can't imagine that's how he meant to run the kickoff. A finger slip or something. ZapDash, another nice fake. Pulled away from the ball to 50 in case KnightYuh did get a touch. But KnightYuh does not. That's what I'm talking about. ZapDash's aerial game is solid. He was shying away from it early. But I'd like to see him go to it a bit more, especially when he hasn't been able to close out a lead. He can really scare somebody into making everything else you do on offense a lot easier. Interesting late use of the flip from ZapDash as he had to protect the ball down to the ground. Little bump onto KnightYuh. Faking like he's rising up to that ball, but really no follow-up to be made. Touch from KnightYuh to the goal line. ZapDash has to save. His classic dash will take him out of position. Did not need to get there any faster. Needed, more importantly, to be available to move and react to what KnightYuh was doing. He had ball cam off as well. He was just fully committed. We talked about, or Chaz talking about Zap versus Dark. Dark is another guy who will ball cam off ZapDash that I have said multiple times could probably afford to just keep ball cam on and be a bit more prepared. Apparently, it might be a trait of the people who love their ZapDashes. ZapDash dunked by KnightYuh as he clears the ball to the back wall. ZapDash now trying to use that dash to chase down and get a demo. Even though he doesn't get it, he does earn himself a possession. What will he go to? Will it be his classic flick? It will. It's actually wide of the net. KnightYuh completely missed, though. If ZapDash had known that, he would have stuck around. That ball was in a dangerous position. So we'll go to KnightYuh. Looking for a sweep. Needs a couple goals here if he wants to do it in Game 3. And he just baited ZapDash all the way out. ZapDash, what a save. Somehow bumps KnightYuh out of getting a goal. Now they're fighting each other back the other way. KnightYuh will still keep it out. ZapDash swinging far around the ball for a power shot. ZapDash just 360ing, setting up dashes, trying to get ready to make a play. KnightYuh scared of the ZapDash dribble, backs off, but then ZapDash just lets him have the ball. 40 seconds left to go. This is the range where KnightYuh was able to take a lead and really leave no chance in the previous games. This time around, this is ZapDash lead, but certainly a big chance for KnightYuh. It's going to be a musty from ZapDash, and it does force KnightYuh to land on the post. Awkward landing. Should mean ZapDash could be comfortable here. Even though KnightYuh gets a couple touches on the ball, he's on completely zero boost and is still on zero boost. ZapDash playing it really safe, just rolling the ball at him, stealing the corner, making sure KnightYuh plays his last moments on absolute zero. He'll flick this away. He will not be able to chase this one down. ZapDash, oh my goodness, the ball's in the air. Certainly hits it to the ground, though. Game number 3 going to go to ZapDash. Down but not out as he tries to finish a reverse sweep. Game number 4. The ZapDasher and KnightYuh. ZapDash with a huge fake to open up this game. And I almost feel like there could have been a finger slip here. I want to go see KnightYuh POV. Oh, he just misses. Not even sure if the fake really mattered. He was just trying to wave dash to the ball. ZapDash looking for these direct flicks more often than I expect to see from these top 1v1ers. Once you get that ball far on the front of your car, if you're not launching a boomer, it becomes a little bit predictable. You'll see lots of players keep the ball basically carried for longer, especially when they're not getting pressured. ZapDash seems to love his flick. This one is a much better timed flick, just outside the nets, and he will score because of it. Flick from KnightYuh. Try and equalize. We've seen some nice aerials from him. Off the side wall. He wants a 50. Doesn't get it. Doesn't fake ZapDash out. Does get the last second pre-flip. Undercut means he's going to have to play on low boost. Bounce dribble for ZapDash. He wants a power slide cut, but he didn't get it. KnightYuh did not fall for it. Now KnightYuh will get bumped. And the possession will continue. Still just pads for KnightYuh. As ZapDash will swing back and forth, getting multiple steals, but also allowing KnightYuh time to pick up more than enough pads to work with. This is a classic 1v1 sequence back and forth between the corners, but ZapDash will not be able to score with it as KnightYuh escapes. And then ZapDash catches KnightYuh diving in too deep, so this will happen more often than I think people would like. They feel stuck on their back line so much. They end up overcommitting. KnightYuh thought for sure ZapDash was going to clear it across his net. You can see him prepping for that, but ZapDash takes it back the other way and gets a 3-1 lead. ZapDash demo didn't pick up the corner boost, so won't be able to starve KnightYuh out. KnightYuh has 100 now instead of just a couple pads. And he's trying to set up some sort of fake on this ground dribble. Nothing terribly convincing though, so it will not result in a goal, but great dashing to recover to make the save. And oh no, where are you going, ZapDash? That was not a dash. I don't know if it was meant to be, but he just sends himself flying to no man's land. Not a chance to recover. And KnightYuh will take the freebie. I can do that. Yeah, you know, that mechanic I'm actually pretty good at. Single jumping into no man's land is my expertise. ZapDash intercepting the ceiling double and thought about the goal line save as he looked back to see where KnightYuh was. ZapDash, I cannot imagine that was the touch he meant to make. Just giving the ball over to KnightYuh off the kickoff. Now KnightYuh double jump bump. ZapDash waiting out as long as he can, but it's not going to matter. KnightYuh covering the arc well all the way through the flights. Oftentimes these air dribbles where you give up the ball early can be tough to connect with the bump. KnightYuh shows how to do it. Delay kickoff for him as he tries to equalize here. It's not going to pay off. He's trying to wait out what was a pretty unfortunate bounce for ZapDash, and he does manage to make a save on the follow-up. ZapDash cutting in field, picking up the 100, and now attacking through the air. He needed a higher touch than that if he wants to punish his low boost defender. Got to get the ball crossing top shelf, otherwise you play right into that player's hands. I mean, they want to stay on the ground. If you allow them to, it makes their life very easy. KnightYuh sends that one too high. ZapDash bailing out of his single jump. Another possession reset here. ZapDash early pre-jump and actually convinces KnightYuh to basically get rid of the ball. Solid defensive maneuver and the missed shot long from KnightYuh. Or sorry, from ZapDash. That Sentio just getting too much angle on it. He'll follow it up though for a goal. 5-3. ZapDash trying to send this to game 5. Has himself a 2-goal lead. Just over a minute left to go. KnightYuh out of the back corner. Reset. Never really leads to anything. ZapDash showing those musty flicks he can do in the air that I talked about earlier. And he will send it for what could be the game securing goal. Barring no kickoff collapse here, I think he's done it. ZapDash missed this long shot, but wasting enough time. All this plays into his hands. Interesting play on the side wall, not taking up into the air, instead cutting it back down to the ground. Not something that players do very often. And KnightYuh has had enough. He doesn't even want to wait out the next 32 seconds. Game 5, ZapDash versus KnightYuh. ZapDash trying to reverse sweep, but it's going to have to win one more. He wants to advance. Game 5. ZapDash and KnightYuh. KnightYuh, a really strong start. ZapDash at times looking like he might be tilting out of the series. Managed to recover the mental and put up a couple nice games. KnightYuh, though, the games he's won. Oh my goodness. Can't even believe we got an initial save there. It will get dunked in, though. Wave dash kickoff for both goes in favor of ZapDash. What flag is ZapDash using, by the way? Is it like a... Is there like a deer on it? Flags are impossible to look at because they move around so much. He also has got to be the only one using a flag. I feel like this boost or this trail that he's using was made for him. That's exactly his color scheme. What, is it a colored variant of something? ZapDash takes the ball away. Scores to make it 2-1. It looks like a llama. Is it a llama, chat? I thought it was like a deer. ZapDash, great placement on the bounce dribble. As he converts on yet another kickoff. He does not play these the way that lots of other players do. He tries to just get some crazy cuts and bounce it in. AJ beast mode. Sounds like that one went game 5. Based on the chat. Air dribble bump. KnightYuh. Oh, actually got pool shot into making a save. ZapDash's going to respawn on this side. Pause. We need to see that flag. Maybe I'll just in-game pause here later so we can take a nice close-up look at the flag. ZapDash fake and then shot. ZapDash is looking like himself here. He was admittedly getting a bit torched by KnightYuh in the early games. ZapDash looking creative, looking mechanical, like we know to expect from him when he's on his game. ZapDash, I'm actually surprised he kept ball cam on that long. I thought for sure he'd try and chase down a demo. Not the best recovery from either one of these guys. As KnightYuh will get a demo, but will not pick up the 100. He'll reset. Back with the ball. Oh my goodness, ZapDash. We should have watched from his POV. I don't think he ever picked up boost. He was just dashing his way out there. It's an early challenge before KnightYuh can do anything. Now he'll pick up 100. KnightYuh popping the ball high and going for a double, and it's in. ZapDash cannot decide how he wants to defend. Spends so much time diving in and then swinging back out. He just arrives to this play so late. Very little chance of being able to intercept it. And credit to KnightYuh for the perfect execution. Gonna get a kickoff goal as well. So within 1 with 2:30 on the clock. If you're just tuning in, ZapDash trying to finish off a reverse sweep after KnightYuh had a couple solid games in game 1 and 2. Great finishes to extend the lead. Fake here from ZapDash. KnightYuh does not panic. And air dribbles out to the midfield. Possession will reset. Back in control of ZapDash, who uses that massive hitbox of the Sentio to its greatest effect, rolling around for the 50. KnightYuh deleted as ZapDash gets to the ground early. And he will give himself a 2-goal lead. ZapDash probably just got the supersonic right before making connection with the car. I thought that was just going to be a bump, but ZapDash Wave dash kickoff will give him another. This wave dash kickoff can cause problems for a lot of people. KnightYuh would not be the first to fall victim to it. A nice delay kickoff is a good way to counter it, but right now KnightYuh is just trying to fight through. He's just trying to get a better wave dash kickoff on ZapDash. A very tough task to ask of himself. KnightYuh back to scoring here. Put himself within 2 minute 30. Headed to a kickoff. Big kickoff from KnightYuh. Gets red. ZapDash sending it straight into the net. Want to watch it again from ZapDash POV. Oh, it's super easy. KnightYuh gets out around the ball immediately to show that it's a fake, as opposed to hiding behind it, which is the real best way to convince somebody. KnightYuh undercut by the ZapDasher as he takes it back into his corner. As we approach a minute left to go, he could play this advantage, but my goodness, he's not going to stop attacking. And he puts it perfectly, crossbar down, but out. KnightYuh able to make the save. I think it would have dropped in without any influence, but KnightYuh is there. The undercut, I'm sure, was meant to be a demo. KnightYuh able to escape it. Delay flick. ZapDash is so good at these. Can he get the double? He will! ZapDash on fire at the right time, and he loves the continuation of these musties. We see him from freestylers all the time. The controlled flick into an air dribble. ZapDash takes it and doubles it off the backboard. He has got himself a healthy lead now. 44 seconds on the clock. It's going to need to be 3 straight kickoffs for KnightYuh. Oh, sorry, 4 straight kickoffs. And he hasn't really gotten them. He took too long to get this one, but 31 seconds. Actually, he did just about enough. He has to score about that quick every time. Certainly, ZapDash will fake a kickoff here and there. And there it is! He fakes it, but he gets immediately dunked over the top. He delayed it. KnightYuh has been wave dash kickoffing a bunch. He's been mirroring ZapDash. This time, I think it was also going to be a wave dash kickoff, but he was so deep underneath the ball that he chips it up over the top of that tiny little Sentio. Sentio hitbox 1 centimeter off the ground, unable to intercept that. Oh, what a save from KnightYuh. Certainly, he can't get the follow-up. Did ZapDash not realize? I mean, he gets a goal either way, but KnightYuh was just falling turtle on top of his head. There's no way he'd be able to get back to this ball if he had just shot right away. And ZapDash delaying it almost even gave KnightYuh a chance. But he does waste a little bit more time before putting himself up 3. As KnightYuh attempts to bump ZapDash. Takes the ball back into his own half. Is he going to freestyle here to celebrate the series win, the reverse sweep? No, the opposite. He just gives the ball to KnightYuh, and now it might not be. Well, KnightYuh doesn't even rush it. He's just going to let it bounce in. GG's! The reverse sweep for the Dasher. And ZapDash will advance to the round of 8. KnightYuh will not be the first qualifier to make it past the round of 16. ZapDash makes sure of it. GG's!